Today, we'll look at the connection between erectile ejaculation and the nervous system. We have been explaining sexual knowledge and the essential causes of the length of ejaculation in previous courses, with the goal of allowing you to find the root cause of premature ejaculation and have a thorough understanding of PE. So please be sure to learn this theoretical knowledge carefully, because without understanding the principle behind PE, you can't practice it very well. Which is why some people come to me with feedback that they have been practicing for months and why they have no effect. The reason is they started practicing blindly without understanding the key knowledge and right way to practice. Today, we'll begin discussing the nervous system that is most closely related to penile erection and ejaculation, which is one of the keys to controlling and delaying ejaculation. We have two types of nervous systems in our bodies, the motor nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. We can control the motor nervous system at will, for example, to move our body's limbs or command the hands or feet to do a movement, which is completely controlled by us. The motor nervous system controls these instructions, whereas the autonomic nervous system regulates functions that we cannot control at will, such as the movement of the heart and stomach, or the secretion of hormones in the body, skin sweat excretion, and other functions, including the ejaculatory response. The autonomic nervous system is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic, which we will discuss today. The sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves, which have opposing functions, are in a state of mutual balance and control under normal conditions. When one of these two nervous systems performs a positive function, the other performs a side effect, which can well balance and control the body's physiological activities. It's controlled by sympathetic nerves when people in extreme tension status. That's why the penis is not able to erect normally if we feel nervous, worried, anxious, or fearful in sexual life. Let's assume an exaggerated case. The penis will certainly not become stiff if a robber armed with a knife. The parasympathetic nerve is dominant when the body and mind are relaxed, and the penis can be erected normally after sexual stimulation. We can conclude that the sympathetic nerve is in charge when we are tense and excited, while the parasympathetic nerve is in charge when we are relaxed. When we understand the role of sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves, we can better understand why our body and mind are tense during ejaculation. With noticeable symptoms such as increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, muscle tightness, and so on. During sexual activity, sympathetic nerves inhibit the activity of the bladder wall of the forced urinary muscles and promote bladder sphincter spasm, paroxysmal contraction of the smooth muscles of the vas deferens and seminal vesicle gland, and a series of ejaculatory actions that lead to orgasm and cause the ejaculatory response. Which is why we feel the PC muscle tense and tight before ejaculation. Let's talk about the parasympathetic nerve, the opposite of the sympathetic nerve. It has an inhibitory effect on heart activity, so the heartbeat frequency is reduced, blood pressure is reduced to save unnecessary consumption. But it also makes the bladder wall of the forced urinary muscle contraction, urethral internal sphincter muscle diastolic, or simply put, it can relax the PC muscle. This is a significant benefit to our ongoing activity. The PC muscle, also known as the pubococcygeus muscle, is very important for both men and women. I will take one course to introduce PC muscle in the later chapter. One of my students came to me for feedback, and he said he concluded that he will PE when the PC muscle is tight, and it will be very long-lasting if the PC muscle is relaxed. But he didn't know how to adjust it. We can fully demonstrate that sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves have a great influence on the time of ejaculation during sex. The two are in a mutual state of balance and constraint. This is a good way to know that all you must do is let the parasympathetic nerve be in the dominant position as much as possible if want to prolong the ejaculation time during sex. But how should we let the parasympathetic nerve be in the dominant position? In fact, the simplest and most effective method is diaphragmatic breathing. The way is rapid ascending inhalation duration of about 1 second and then the slow exhalation duration of about 10 seconds so that the parasympathetic nerve is in a dominant position. This is precisely what we will learn in the following lesson. I hope you can watch the course more than twice and think about more attentively. Thank you for your support and attention. We'll see you in the next lesson.